I would have not even thought years back that this is where I would be and this is how happy I would be with no hair. And I'm letting you know, my hair was everything, but now my hair doesn't define me, and this is who I am. So I had just gotten back from vacation, and I noticed that my hair started falling like really bad. I would just touch my hair and then it would just fall. Then I'd sit down and I could feel my hair falling. My whole life, my hair has been long. I've had thick hair. I've only had spots. I went to a dermatologist and I asked them like, hey, like, what's going on? Is there something that I'm doing wrong, or is there something that I'm triggering it? He's like, no. He's like, with hair loss, he's like, you literally can't tell when it's gonna happen. He's like, you don't have a worst case alopecia because it is gonna grow back. It's just for some reason, you're gonna lose it right now. I'm at this point in my life where I have lost almost 90% of my hair. I'm just still losing hair, so I decided to just, do scalp pigmentation. I haven't told a lot of people. I've only told 3 of my closest friends. Expressing that and like telling a secret to friends that I have had in my life for over 15 years, it just now I feel so much better because I don't have to hide that. I'm okay with having alopecia. I'm okay with the fact that I'm not gonna have hair, at least for a while. Then I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I have the choice to deal with this in a different way and look at the bright side. There's nothing wrong with shaving my head. There's nothing wrong with changing to a different look. And that's when I realized that this is something that I want to do, because it's going to make me feel better. I'm going to be able to look in the mirror. I'm going to be able to feel pretty and not have to worry about looking at my head right now. My head right now looks horrible. If to me, at least, nobody, whether you're a woman or a man, you don't want to feel your hair falling. I don't go anywhere without a hat. And I also bought a wig. So I invested in a beautiful wig, but it still wasn't me, and I'm still gonna use the wig when I need to, depending on the occasion, if I want to, but I don't wanna have to wear it. I always felt like it looked fake and just hoping that it was gonna turn over, but it didn't. So I think my life will be different after the SMP, because it takes a certain person to actually do this. It takes a certain person to like face the facts and to change, and for me, the reason that it's gonna change my life and it's gonna be different is because I'm not gonna be attached to my hair anymore. I'm not, like, my hair doesn't define who I am. And before, my hair did. I used to always dye it, do ombre, I do all of these cool things to it. People used to compliment my hair. I did so much for my hair that now my hair doesn't own me. I'm not gonna be attached to it anymore. So now I feel like that's gonna make me even like more of a different person, because I don't need my hair to be happy. This is who I am now, and I'm excited. I'm so excited because, I want something new. I think that this is gonna just be so much better for me, and I don't want the old Veronica. I want a new Veronica. It's been 2 months since I decided to shave my head and get scalp micropigmentation here at Picasso, LA. And since then, my life has changed drastically. I went from long hair to no hair. I sit here and I remember even 3 months ago how miserable and sad I was. But mostly the fear that I had of letting go of the little hair that I had. I was just depressed for almost 8 months because my hair just kept falling and falling. But once I decided to take action and to shave my head and get scalp micropigmentation done, my life has been so much better. I walk with confidence. I could look in the mirror and smile. I could feel pretty, even with no hair, and I could still feel feminine, and that was something very important to me. I remember when Jeff put the clippers on my scalp, how much fear was going through my mind just because I didn't know how I was gonna look. I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I didn't know if this was the right decision. But once he was done and he turned the stool and I looked at myself in the mirror, I was so happy. I mean, there's no words to express that feeling that I had where like I finally let go and I finally decided to just make this change. I know, especially as a woman, how tied we are to our hair, how much our hair means to us, and in that sense, how much it defines us. And trust me, like I had that fear going in my head before I got here because I'm like, oh my God, like how am I gonna go from, you know, styling my hair, curling it, dyeing it, going to the salon to just using a full shaver and just moisturizing it and bam. That's another thing. My getting ready is so much quicker. Like I don't have to do much. It takes less than 3 minutes and I could style it, and as you can see, I could still look feminine. And that was something that was very important to me. I wanted to make sure I still felt like a woman, because in my head, shaving your head was a guy thing. Shaving your head was it was just not something I ever thought about. But now looking back, I sit here and I cannot imagine how it would be if I didn't decide to do this. And that's how I know that this is where I was supposed to be. When I called Picasso and I spoke with Kat and I met with Jeff, I realized that this was something that I was going to do. Not just because they were so welcoming and they made me feel comfortable, it was because that they also lived the life of scalp micropigmentation. They went through the same thing that I went through, and that was something that was very important to me as well, because I wanted to make sure that they also believed in. And every day I wake up and I look in the mirror, I'm still so happy I did this. Sometimes it gets me like, oh my God, I did this, but I can't even understand why I waited so long. So if you're going through hair loss because of alopecia or whatever the case may be, definitely look into scalp micropigmentation. Trust me, I remember going on Google, figuring out if I was gonna get a hair transplant or getting a wig or how I was gonna cover my hair loss. But you know, a hair transplant is really, really expensive. A wig, I didn't feel like myself, and I knew that this was the best option. Not only because it has no side effects and it's non-surgical, but it's also something very affordable, and it lasts anywhere from 5 to 8 years depending on your skin type. I would have not even thought years back that this is where I would be and this is how happy I would be with no hair. And I'm letting you know, my hair was everything, but now my hair doesn't define me, and this is who I am. Take that leap of faith like I did, and trust me, it will change your life in so many ways that I can't even describe.